De var gode og dyre, vi ville bli gift, men en prest var ikke enkelt å finne. Da hørte vi noe bannskap, det singla i glass, og Bjørn Eidsvåg kom ramlende inn. Halleluja! Og jeg svaret ja, og Cindy sa yes, og snart lå vi der godt begge to. Jeg fortalte om Åmot og Ulvang og Sputnik, hun sa at Norge er landet mitt nå. Det er min dag i dag, herregud for en herlig dag. Det er min dag i dag. Det er min dag i dag, herregud for en herlig dag. Det er min dag i dag. Ja, det er min dag i dag, herregud for.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another movie review by Centipede Geek. Today me and Ash are going to discuss our opinions and thoughts upon the film The Life of Pi. The Life of Pi is directed by a man by the name of Ang Lee. He is known for doing films such as the original Hulk back in '03. He also did Brokeback Mountain and another film by the name of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Most of his films are always big Oscar films. He's a big director, so a lot of people are probably expecting big things when going into The Life of Pi. If you don't know what The Life of Pi is, it's based off of a book that a lot of people have said, according to a lot of critics, it's unfilmable. But it seems that now they have made it into a film, so it's no longer unfilmable. Anyway, it's based off a best-selling novel. So The Life of Pi is pretty much, I don't want to say too much, because this is one of those films that if you say too much, then you'll give away huge spoilers. So it's pretty much about this boy who his family owns a zoo, and they end up having to move, and they get on a ship, and I don't want to say too much more, but the ship ends up sinking, and I'm not going to say any more, because if I say any more, then I feel like I'm going to be giving away major plot points. This is going to be a pretty good review, I feel, because we have two totally different opinions on it. I wasn't too fond of The Life of Pi, and then Ash here really enjoyed The Life of Pi. So I'm going to have you go first, Ashley. What did you think of Ang Lee's film, The Life of Pi?
Well, I really enjoyed it. There's so many different things that I loved about it, like all the animals and just like the story of the bond between,
You want to say it?
between the tiger and him, like the bond between them, and just like everything I loved about it.
I won't say my opinion just yet, but let me get some good pros about it. There are some good things about it. It's not a terrible film. Was the concept. We have never really seen a tiger on board with all these other animals. There's a tiger, there's a hyena, there's a zebra, there's all these different things on a boat with a boy, and he's having to survive with these different animals. We've never really seen that. So the concept alone is very interesting. We haven't seen that, so I'll give the film some credit for that. Name one of the things, besides the tiger, name one of the things you liked it. Do you think it was an emotional film? Pulled your heartstrings some?
Yeah, definitely. There was a couple times where it was really emotional. I'm not gonna say why, but
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and state a few reasons why I wasn't too fond of it, and then I'll let you go on a few reasons why you liked it. I found the first part of it, to be honest with you, kind of boring. I know films have to set up for something, but I found the first part of it to be kind of just kind of boring, and for some reason I just wasn't too interested. I wasn't really digging it. I guess Life of Pi, and honestly, is one of those it reminds me of kind of a coming-of-age type story, and I have yet to see a coming-of-age movie that I've actually liked, so maybe that was why. But I was expecting something a little different because I watched the trailer of Life of Pi, and I was expecting something different than what I had gotten. So for that reason alone, I wasn't too fond of it. It took me a while to get interested, and there were times where I was really interested because of the certain visual scenes. I will say visually, this movie looks amazing. Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Visually, there's scenes, and I'm sure if you guys have seen the trailer, and there's also scenes from the trailer in this video. I'm sure when you guys see the trailer, you'll see some of the scenes I am talking about. Visually, this movie looks amazing, but besides that, there wasn't much gripping me or interesting me. And I found I found some of the comical scenes. There was a few comical scenes in this movie that are supposed to be funny. I felt that some of those comical scenes actually took away from the experience and made the movie just kind of goofy and ridiculous. I wasn't digging some of those scenes. And then I will also say that the ending was not, I won't say what, but it has kind of an open ending. And I wasn't too fond of the ending. It's just, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, but the ending just wasn't my biggest thing. I will say that I do think I don't know the actor's name, but the Indian man who plays the Indian character in the boat, his acting, I will say, is very, very good. There's a scene that I liked with a thunderstorm hitting the boat, and he's asking. It has a lot of religious undertones to it. I didn't expect all the religiousness of it, and I kind of like the message of the movie. But anyways, there's a scene where he's questioning God, and he's asking him, why am I here? Why is this happening? I really like that scene. So, name some scenes you like, without getting too spoilerish.
There are a lot of scenes that I really, really liked. Probably one of my favorite scenes is whenever he gets to a certain little island and there are like a bajillion numbers worth of meerkats.
That was great. That was cool.
I think the whole scene where he was there, it was like, I really liked it.
That was cool. I didn't like
I liked the story behind that island.
I didn't really care about the story behind the island, honestly, but I did like the meerkats. I think they blended CGI with real meerkats because you can't actually have. There were thousands of them.
Some looked real, and then some, you could tell were CGI, but the CGI wasn't bad.
Yeah, I think they blended it very well.
Mm-hmm.
Visually, I think this movie was really good. Visually, there's some great scenes. There's a scene with like flying fish up over the water and stuff like that. So overall, I loved that flying fish sequence with the tiger hitting it. But it was one of those movies that I found kind of ludicrous, and it was very hard to get through at times. I just couldn't get through the movie because I found it a little boring. I was trying to find something to latch on to in this movie, and I just couldn't. So overall, what would you give the movie? A 1 out of 10. What would you give it? Any final thoughts?
I'd give it a 10 out of 10 because, like me, I'm the type of person where I love any movie to do with animals. Like, I don't care if it's a boring movie. Like, I love it because of the animals. Like, I love watching, like, the Animal Planet show where, like, they have, like, documentaries about animals. Like, I love watching stuff like that. And, I mean, I didn't love this movie just because of the animals, but, I mean, that did help a lot with me, like, being latched onto it and really loved it. So
something you would definitely watch again?
Yeah.
What'd you think of the 3D in it?
I liked the 3D a lot.
I thought the 3D helped during certain scenes. Scenes it
wasn't like full on necessary, but I mean it helped in some of the scenes.
I think certain scenes, like especially when the whale comes about, I don't want to say any more. I feel like I'm giving a lot away. But certain scenes, I think the 3D really helps when the ship is sinking. I think that certain scenes, the 3D really, really helps. And then there's just regular scenes, like the first 30 minutes of the film, it's just kind of there. But during certain scenes, the 3D really does help this movie. So you gave it a 10 out of 10. I'm going to go ahead and give this movie, I'm going to be a little generous. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 6 out of 10. And the only reason it's getting that is because I couldn't find anything too interesting about it, because I have really mixed feelings. I thought certain parts in this film were really good. I was really latched on, and then other times I was bored. Anyways, that's our review for Ang Lee's film, The Life of Pi. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the page below, and we will see you guys later with another movie review by Centipede Geek.